My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to the Monster Hunt. I think I was on Dungeon Run there for a second because I had a quest that told me to do 3 Dungeon Run bosses so that I could get a pack. They really should include a couple quests saying, hey, maybe it's time to start doing the that. Maybe do Monster Hunt for a couple packs. I mean, there were the introductory packs when you did 10 enemies with each Monster Hunter in order to get a pack each. But there, as far as I'm aware, is no ongoing quest that you might pick up on repetition. Alright, so I think I just keep. Just because this represents 9 damage. Right, 2 strikes with the King Defender as well as the Red Band Wasp happening to hit. I do want to get like a really insane kind of chain off with just the hero powers. I don't know if there is a your hero power costs 1 for this character. I could see that possibly being insanely broken almost definitely all the time, but we'll see. 4 to the face already. Definitely not the value way to play this, but you don't have to play the first match value, right? The first match is just how much damage can you do. As it turns out, enough. Alright, now that we're through that, we can actually try and define our deck. Ooh, whenever your weapon is destroyed, equip a random weapon. And the tactical reinforcements, whenever you fire your cannons, reduce the cost of a card in your hand by 2. So, tactical reinforcements is interesting. If you get to use your hero power a bunch of times, it suddenly becomes really powerful, right? Because then you just get to flood out your entire hand, right? It's a ridiculous amount of savings. See, I want that, and I also want extra, not extra powder, but whatever it is, the one that allows your cannon steel 2. I think it's like dragon fire powder or something like that. Okay. We'll take that, especially because I only have 1 weapon right now. Counters Ashmore. Draw a Rush, Lifesteal, and Death Rattle minion from your deck. I'm pretty certain we have no Death Rattles. We have exactly 1 Rush in the deck, and this only gives us 2 more Rushes. So I don't know how powerful Ashmore is going to be overall. And also, I don't know if we need value. We definitely need draw, right? Because we're going to be able to exhaust our... In a perfect world, at the very least, we're going to be able to exhaust our hand relatively quickly, courtesy of the tactical reinforcements. I think I actually still go with Commander here. Because when an Inspire card costs very little, you can play it hero power, hero power, hero power, and just, you know, turn things around that way. Now, I believe Griselda's power transforms a random minion into a 0/1. It might be a random enemy minion, but if it's a random minion, then Griselda might turn her own minions into 0/1 toads, which will enable me to start hero powering them down. This is a fine opening hand, I'll keep. I don't really have like a game plan outside of just like straight up outvaluing them. So I don't really need to. What the heck? Alright, that's not the right scene, unfortunately. Squire time. All's good. I don't like this haircut. Not at all. Alright, enemy's gonna start using hero power, hit anyone. Yeah, because I really don't care, because it's just about how much damage I can suddenly force. Cruel is just ridiculous. Now I've got 3 minions on board. Hit the wrong one. Good work. It's worth noting that the enemy does have the possibility of hitting a frog again. Now, I did the hero power last turn because it means that this turn, with no healing, hero power bash kills. You can see there Kodo Rider and Kvaldir Raider both got downgraded in cost, or rather upgraded, because it's better for them to have a lower cost. Their cost decreased, which made life a lot more easy for me. I think I might actually be taking the Marsh Drake here. No, Maiden of the Lake, it's insane. I have to. So the Marsh Drake would be, because the battle cry gives my opponent 2/1 Poisonous Drake Slayer, and it's 3. So I play a Marsh Drake for 3, and then I hero power. It kills the Drake Slayer, and then I can probably hero power again, right? It's that kind of chain. And that's 3 Marsh Drakes. That gives us really good plays. The problem is they're not 3 drops, they're 5 drops. They're only a 3 drop if the Marsh Drake has already been decreased in cost. Blackwall Pixie, refresh your hero power as well as the Maiden in the Lake. I have to take the Maiden in the Lake. If the Maiden in the Lake ever gets decreased in cost by tactical reinforcements, that's just going to be insane. Because then we wait until we have Maiden in the Lake and extra powder, and then we just Maiden in the Lake, extra powder, hero power, hero power, hero power, hero power. Just clear a board. Dragonfire needs to be a thing that we pick up as well, hopefully. This hand's garbage though. This place. Every single time the enemy says that, I die. Full stop. All right.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Now you summon 2/1s with the hero power, which is frustrating. And it did decrease the cost of the Maiden in the Lake. That's perfect.
Run away. I am freed from the curse.
Perfect. Oh, even better. Now we can do it without the... Can we? Okay, I can hero power twice. It just has to be red band goes there, then I kill the central one. And we hero power, hero power. And that's just to decrease the cost of things in my hand. I could have run the red band wasp in if I desperately wanted to have its enrage trigger. Enrage trigger, by the way, is the deprecated keyword for +3, or rather for when damaged. All right. Can I clear here in any great way? Not really. I think maybe it's time for extra powder, hero power, Blackwalled. Hero power. And Blackwalled. I'll also generate the silver hand here. And hero power again. It's just about getting overwhelming value on the board. Any, or rather Annie, if I want to say it in the accent I apparently have. Any board that has, or enemy that has board clear is going to be just an absolute danger to us. That is something I am going to have to be consistently aware of. There's my Kvaldir. I hate Kvaldir's summon line, by the way. I enjoy raiding. What is this, your OK Cupid profile? My dude, calm down. Oh, great, you killed it. Well done. I don't know how I'm gonna survive that.
Take this blade.
What if I just murder you almost entirely with the hero power? So I think tactical maneuver might have been a correct decision. Especially with the Maiden in the Lake, it's allowing me to decrease the cost of my hand faster than I'm actually expending any of my own. Costs 1 less for each time you fired your cannons. I mean, that is going to be a thing. And enemies tend to have very little hard removal. Is that true? That enemies have little hard removal? Is it? Safe Harbor is just a mind control. I'm taking Safe Harbor here. I think it's just a safe choice. I didn't mean it like that, but I guess, sure, it is also the safe choice in that way. I'm a little tempted to take Legends. Now, primarily because Varian Rin is super high cost, but then he gives you value back when you play him because he draws you cards. So it would feed in well with the fact that we have the ability to generate effectively a lot of extra mana. Woe Cleaver, probably not that great, but it's there. Next Champion Sarad rather would be pretty good. Just getting a bunch of spells. Sure. Manhunter Ivan. So I do want my second... It's after the 5th boss, right? That you get your second passive treasure. I do want my second passive treasure to be Dragonfire. If it's not, I am going to cry. No, I'll be fine. Probably.
Backstabbing worm.
You're such a big man with your big gun, Crowley.
It seems like this should be the Nemesis fight, but... Do the Nemesis fights always occur, but they don't occur at the end? Or rather, they don't always occur at the end? Maybe that's what's happening. I kept this hand just so that I can lower the costs of the Nexus Champion Sarad and the Maiden.
Always one step ahead.
Random secret from your deck into the battlefield. It's possible that that is Snipe.
I'm out of mana.
Let's negotiate. You can see.
It's not. All right, cool. You just get to generate basically a ridiculous amount of power here. There's no way I'm attacking this turn now. I will hero power because it's how I get the value. But if this turns out to be Dart Trap, I will be pretty sad.
A new acquisition.
Well, at least it didn't hit my minion, but it did give my opponent the Eaglehorn bow back. And extremely unfortunately, it did not decrease the cost of the Fierce Monkey. Oh well.
Good news, everyone. I perfected the play.
Can I kill? Yeah, I can. Okay, we can Main of the Lake.
Maggot. Who you want me kill?
Decrease the cost. Okay, that decreased the cost of corruption? Really? Ugh. See, now I've got the ability to hero power a bunch of times a turn and stuff like that. Ah, don't you dare. You're going to swing as well? Come on. It's just mean. It did hit the Black Walled. Okay, that's pretty good. I should have attacked first. This was almost certainly going to be an explosive trap, so I should have attacked first. Now, this gives me the ability to Valdir hero power, and then the turn after, with no pain, I can hero power Black Wall's hero power. Probably... I mean, it's possible one of those is a Snipe. If it is, I'm going to be sad.
I enjoy raiding.
Perfect. Yeah, that's extremely okay with me. Decrease the cost of Safe Harbor? Sure. There's a possibility I should have taken that snake off the field just to prevent my opponent from being able to use Kill Command plus the snake. They did basically the same thing with Explosive Shot. That's really annoying. Alright, well, I'd still have another Cavaldir Raider and a Kodo Rider in there. Yeah, Pretty much pulling any of my Inspire minions there was going to be good. I can just deal 6 damage to face from extra powder hero power, Blackwall Pixie hero power. Like a goddamn Christmas tree.
Reporting for duty. Enjoy
Snipe. Had to be. Hidden cache. Okay. Well, I am going to have to attack face. Alright, this goes straight past. Fine.
Reporting for duty.
Be purged.
Mm-hmm. So I did all of that in the wrong order, but I'm pretty certain I would have had would not have had lethal anyway. Actually, maybe if I played the Blackwall Pixie instead of Valdir Raider, because I could have gotten another hero power out with the extra. I could have gotten another hero power out with the extra powder. Oh, you got me. There you go. There's your bear. You completely won this fight now. I'm terrified. Godless killing machines, those bears. Okay. Like, making any of these Inspire minions low cost is ridiculous. Because then you can play them, do all your hero power stuff afterwards. What I need is more hero power enablers. So, like, things that lower the cost of my hero power. The Black Vault Pixies being able to give me a refresh, pretty good. Especially better than the Garrison Commander that doesn't actually really work the way that you want it to with the cannons.
I am in position.
Care for a bite?
I'm gonna keep Bash, actually. Just as a quick removal spell, just in case. Okay. Awesome. More than happy to just hero power. Mm-hmm.
So fragile, so frail.
Side effects? No. Trust me.
King's Defender got decreasing cost there. That's pretty good.
Back to work.
Explosive runes, alright. Well, at least we know there's only one more copy in the deck there.
I'll be just like you.
Definitely have the King's Defender here because the enemy would say... I mean, they don't have any spells in hand, otherwise they would have played them, right?
It's time for It's time for
It's fine, I still would have attacked the one I attacked.
This only works on the simple-minded.
All are equal before
Oh,
God.
dear. Oh, oh. Almost. Alright, this one's fine. And now we win, right? We attack this. We hero power twice. And suddenly our hand is ridiculously cheap. Except for the goddamn Nexus Champions. I'm actually going to generate the Abusive Sergeant so that it never takes a
Someday I'll be just
another tactical reinforcements from something else that could instead benefit from it.
Sever my wrath.
Hero power. Hero power.
what fools these mortals be.
I'm out of mana.
Forgot I wasn't gonna have the energy to do another one. Do another one there.
Let's negotiate. You can see
Just trying to get all these hero powers out.
a new acquisition.
Alright, one spell gives us Starfall and decrease the cost of it in the same trigger. And a Circle of Healing. Alright. Yeah, there's nothing the enemy can do at this point. As long as I don't just cast a ridiculous amount of spells, I'm fine. I mean, yeah. That's pretty cool.
A new acquisition.
Oaken Summons is healing me for more than it's damaging me for.
Foolish.
Had your chance.
Yeah, I suspected it was going to be a Vaporize. But getting that 5 damage in this turn was pretty good. And... right, 8, 12, Woe Cleaver. Okay, we don't have lethal.
You had your chance.
I don't need to commit anything more to the board. It's possible the enemy turns around and suddenly full clears me. Unlikely, but possible. Just because I don't know what's in their deck yet.
You had your chance.
Let's just murder. I want to see if I get Dragonfire. Dragonfire ammo, that's what it's called. Dragonfire ammo. I'm going to close my eyes, so you're actually going to see before I do. Huh. It seems like that's going to stack in a frankly degenerate way. I'm going to take the second Maiden of Lake here because it is ridiculous. Cragtor. Ah, right. I remember this one. But what I'm going to need now is just draw. So from my second piece of like deck treasure, not passive treasure, but in-play treasure, anything that just gives me a lot of value, like a lot of cards in hands, because eventually at the end of each of these matches, you see I run out of cards in hand, and that's not an accident. Right. I'm going to keep the Nexus Champion Sarad because it is another way to generate a bunch of stuff in my hand. It's giving me effectively the thing that I am talking about. And we decrease the cost of a card by 2 and then another card by 2. So it's not 1 card by 4. Unless it's stacking in, frankly, a unintuitive way, then it's not just decrease 1 by 4. Although it can do that. Yeah, decrease the Nexus Champion's Rod and then bash. So this guy is going for a Jungle Giant strat, so I am going actually to develop my minions much earlier than I usually would. Uh-oh.
I am freed from the curse.
I probably should have played Bloodhoof Brave that turn, and then next turn played the Maiden and Hero Powered. Yeah, that would have been the clever way to do it.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Extra powder and the Woe Cleaver. Yeah, it was gonna happen sooner or later. Extra powder. We bash there. I'm actually going to have to trade the Lowly Squire so that I can put the cannon in the right position.
Using real swords. Run away!
And here I'm going to have to sacrifice 2 of you. All right. This is basically where I thought we were going to get to. Now the enemy is starting to generate things that are blatantly unfair. Fair. I mean, not. It's exactly my point.
Agatha's embrace makes us stronger.
Life is getting pretty rough here. That's Barnabas for you as well. See, I can get an overwhelming amount of value, but with the Nexus Champion Sarad dead, I can't really develop to the board effectively. Oh, there's the Varian, which is going to be super handy. Not going to be able to use the hero power multiple times this turn unless I somehow draw and play a Black Vault Pixie, but that's not going to happen. Like, I really want to do that because then the Kvaldir Raiders can actually grow larger than any of the minions on board. This is a risk. I want to see the enemy not play around this, basically. I want to see them flood the board. Fine. Unless you have, like, a great way to start drawing, that's fine for me. I'm going to have difficulty lining the things up as I want to. I mean, if you just end... No, damn. Really wanted them to end their turn there. Because if I can have a minion larger than any of the minions they can develop to the board, then life becomes really difficult for them.
Behold the armies of Stormwind.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
That's going to help. Okay, so... I think I might actually just take Barnabas. Safe harbor them. I don't need to use my hero power multiple times. Barnabas is now our, power, right? But I do want to use my hero power multiple times because of the Mukla and the Lowly Squire and the Kvaldir. Is there any way to use my hero power multiple times? I would have to sacrifice the Kvaldir, right? Sacrificing those two, everything compresses in. And then I would sacrifice my War Kodo across and then double hero power. I can't even double hero power because I have no... I have no ability to do that this turn. Of course, I've spent all my energy. All right. So the enemy is going to be able to flood to the board this turn. Molten Giant. Nice. So they put all the Giants in their deck, but there was still like a bunch that they really couldn't hit. Oh, drawing me cards is a bad idea. If I had the ability to hero power twice this turn, I think I would kill. Well, I can hero power twice this turn, right? I attack the Mountain Giant, then I hero power. So hero power. I'm increasing my own damage by 4, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, so this is increasing 10. So 14 plus 3 is 17, 21, 22, 23, 24. 32. Yeah, we have lethal. This is the power of the Inspire build that I was trying to do beforehand. Varian Rin actually deserves a ridiculous amount of the praise for the success of this. Safe Harbor also did a ridiculous number on the enemy. If I had to remove another 8/8 at that time and generate manually another 8/8 of my own rather than, be able to Safe Harbor, I don't know if we would have won. Tournament Medic and Garrison Commander. But Tournament Medic and Maid in the Lake are going to be really, really good for us. Azalina's Soul Thief. Well, this should be frankly broken for us. right? Because the enemy is just going to generate so many wisps, and then I get to hero power, you know, I get to chain off, right? At which point my whole hand will cost 0 quite regularly. I am going to naturally keep the Black Vault and the Maiden. That's a pretty good opening hand for me. All right.
Come, children.
Mm-hmm. Not too keen on the fact that I can only really hit one at a time here. That actually might end up being... what's it called? That might end up being Competitive Spirit, which would give a +1/+1 buff to all of the minions on my enemy's board at the start of their turn, and that would just destroy me. So I'm actually going to have to generate a minion here just so that I can push the cannon over so that it can hit 2 at the same time. And it is Competitive Spirit. And this also leaves a minion on the board to contest. So I don't get the value of Black Vault Pixie's hero power, Battlecry rather, but I do get to actually do stuff. Okay, if I kill that, and then do that, I can murder another 2. Beautiful. Positioning. Nexus Champion Sarad is available to play and then hero power twice now. I shortchanged myself 1 kill, but it generates 2 spells and allows me to use my hero power twice, so...
A new acquisition. A new acquisition.
High time.
I've just realized what a mistake I made. Come on. Do it. No? Okay. Enemy does have the ability to steal all of my minions. They have the 4-mana spell, which is destroy all of your wisps. Steal a random enemy minion for each wisp destroyed. Which is pretty bad news for us. Main in the lake. Hero power.
A new acquisition.
Hero power.
A new acquisition. A new acquisition. A new acquisition.
Filled the whole dang hand. Alright, I'll also give you a card called Cursed.
High time.
I am actually scared of the wisps. Okay. Well, you can't play the 4-mana card that does the thing yet, so... Okay. Well, now I should be basically able to hero power until the enemy is dead. Also, these are beasts from the Kodos from Kodo Rider are beasts, so that'll activate the kill command.
A new acquisition.
I'm only killing one thing at a time as a result of the Kodo Riders being summoned, though. So you can see when Nexus Champion Sarad is out on the board for a long time, it's really... Well, it's basically impossible to outvalue this at that point, right?
Acquisition.
Good thing I didn't attack with my dude, my guy, my bud, my friend first. Well played. Evidently not you. You sent them like lambs to the slaughter, my friend. They died and it's all your fault. Creepy Curio, some 3/1/1 ghosts. Yeah. When this minion attacks, fire your cannons. I mean, firing my cannons after the rush minion attacks is going to reduce the cost of a bunch of stuff in my head. We take Tuskar, definitely. I'm actually looking at the strikes because this deck is lacking hard removal. We saw it against the... We saw it really clarified for us against the Barnabas deck. Also, they'll only ever take one trigger of tactical reinforcements. If these cost 3, then they would be able to take 2 of the activations of tactical reinforcements. So I'm paying 4 mana for 3 mana, right? But anything that has an even cost will maximize the benefits that I get from tactical reinforcements. I'm actually going to take it. Scarecrow gain? Okay. Scarecrow's definitely not the nemesis here. So I guess the nemesis can be the final one you fight, or it can be one of the middle ones, because Manhunter Ivan is probably our nemesis, I feel. Because it's the only one with unique lines. I don't believe there's any unique lines here. I would love to be proven wrong. I don't believe it. I don't believe I will be. I'm actually going to keep the Kodo Rider in hand, because if I can start generating Kodos, nothing's going to be able to stop me.
Say hello to my big friend.
Scythe to meet you.
That sounds like the start of a adult film.
Engage.
We do need to kill that, so if the King Defender is decreased in cost twice, I'll use it.
Job done.
Rough. I'm glad that I've got Execute here, because I'm probably going to need it pretty soon. So the problem I have against Scarecrow tends to be that I can't really translate my... I can't really translate from controlling the board into doing anything after that. We should be able to here. Okay. So the Scythe is upgraded right now, so I definitely don't want to develop another thing to the board if I can avoid it. But next turn I can King's Defender Hero Power. Whew.
Get in there and fight, maggot. I have an axe to grind.
Well met.
All right, good. I didn't put the Silverhand Region down before I Hero Powered because I didn't know if the summoning of the 1/1 was going to offset the cannon and actually prevent the cannon from activating in the way that I intended. And I wasn't going to risk that one. Well, we should be able to Hero Power 3 times here, right?
Reporting for duty.
Okay, so it does so afterwards. The 1/1 is basically summoned after the effect. Good. I don't need to commit any of these. These should be considered my refuel for the board, right?
Be purged.
Enemy hasn't got much value on the board. Their Scythe is level 2. The Scythe is going to start ramping up quite quickly as well. So I am a little worried about that.
Let's negotiate. You can see a new acquisition.
Cobra shot costs 1.
Who you
Sure.
want me killed?
Sever my
The
wrist!
battle! The battle!
Forgilneus!
Now, unfortunately, I have developed all of these 1/1s, so I have given my opponent the ability to use this Scythe for a lot of value for a lot of time. I'm basically just going to need to race them to that lethal. Okay, so 3 damage to you takes you down to 6. How close can I get you? You know what? You mine.
Let's get a new acquisition.
The battle! The battle! Who you want me killed?
Basically, what I'm looking for from Nexus Champion Sarad is the ability to heal or the ability to freeze. Because at any point, this enemy can start deciding to go to my face, and at that point, I probably can't last too long. Alright, let's sacrifice these 1/1s. Giving us the ability to use Protect the King to get 2 taunts out, which is 2 turns of preservation for our HP from that Scythe. Also gonna sack that.
I enjoy raiding! En passant!
I am freed from the curse.
You had your chance. A new acquisition.
Commanding Shout is handy.
A new acquisition.
Lot of cost reductions, lot of spells gaining to the hand. The main thing is really the progress of this Kvaldir Raider, though. Because I do need to be able to kill in the next 2 turns. Or, well, not 2 turns. I need to be able to kill quite soon, at the very least, with this Kvaldir. Hey! Thank you for deleting your own minion from the board there.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
A new acquisition.
Okay. Unidentified Elixir. If this is lifesteal, we are set. Choose a minion, summon a 1/1 copy of it. That's unfortunate. I can use it on the Nexus Champion Sarad. It'll buy me a lot of time, but we'll see. This is basically all I needed. I needed a way to generate value. Unfortunately, the Nexus Champion Sarad is basically the only way that I have in the deck to generate value, and it wasn't even in the Inspire build. It was... hang on, as we quickly... look for... Oh, wait, no, we just have lethal on board, don't we? You should do.
A new acquisition.
Yeah, that'll do it. Make sure I finish with the lowly squire. So basically, the Nexus Champions Rod wasn't even from the Inspire package. The Nexus Champions Rod was from the Legends package, which means that it's very, extremely lucky that I got the Nexus Champions Rod, which might not have actually turned that fight. I don't believe I used any of the spells from the Nexus Champions Rod to huge effect, except for on Passad, the Protect the King.
And not so easily stopped.
But for a couple of the other fights, it was particularly important. All right, I was pretty pleased with that. I would have been more pleased had I gotten Dragonfire armor rather than the second tactical reinforcements. But the fact that we were able to pivot into the second tactical reinforcements because we already had the Nexus Champion Sarad, and then after that we were just like, okay, how are we able to benefit from the lower cost Inspire minions and then repetition of our abilities? The pivot was pretty good. The execute was necessary in the late game, I feel, because if that unactivated bot stood there for a while. I was going to be incapable of killing the thing behind it that I forgot the name of. Mech Warper. God. I forgot the name of Mech Warper because I've purged it out of my head because I remember mech mages back in the day of GBG and it was so garbage. But that Mech Warper would have stayed alive for a much longer time, and so would the Spiteful Smith behind the unpowered Steambot. So it would have been real unfortunate for us. Glad it wasn't. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone, specifically the monster hunts here in the Witchwood. That has been another Cannoneer, in particular, an inspired one. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you next time as we move into the Houndmaster, hopefully for our first win with that character.